Hello and welcome back, audience. My name is MassiveBrad and welcome to FIFA 20. More the fact, welcome to the FIFA 20 Liverpool career mode. Now, before we get into today's video, I just want to say a huge big thank you for the love and support on the channel. And guys, God oh my, am I excited for this brand new series. The fact I have my hands on FIFA 20. Now, I know a lot of you guys will have already seen FIFA 20 career mode videos. A lot of us had the chance to get something called EA Access, which is where you get 10 hours to play the game before the game actually comes out. Now, as I'm recording this on Monday, the game doesn't come out until midnight tonight. Now, I've had the game since last Thursday, and a lot of you might be thinking, Brad, yeah, loads of YouTube and more the fact career mode creators have been making videos and starting their career mode. Where were you? Well, it's as simple as this, guys. There's been so many bugs since the start, I thought I'm going to wait till the first patch. And last night, the first patch for career mode came out. There's been some massive, and I mean massive, issues with career mode. I've got a few in front of me here, a little list that we'll go through. Number one, somebody found that Brighton won the Premier League. Manchester City finished in 18th. Something's definitely not right there. The calendars, they said in the pitch notes, calendars, because obviously, especially December and January, you get so much game congestion. They said it was going to be fixed. People have sent screenshots in with 4 games in a week, 3 games in a week, a game and then a game the next day. So clearly EA did not fix these problems. As I go a little bit further down, there's a team here. It's Spurs. The striker is Parrott. They've then got Sessegnon, Rolls and Edwards as the 3 behind the central attacking midfielders. No Son, no Ericsson, no Dele Alli, no Kane. This was a problem on FIFA 19 where so many teams that the AI control were playing players that certainly shouldn't be in that team. If I move down a little bit more, if you bring a player in and the board does not agree with the release clause that you've given that player. So let's say, for example, I went out and signed Marcus Rashford and he wanted a release clause of 70 mil and we bought him for 40 mil. If the board aren't happy with that, it glitches and you get sacked. You get sacked, which is just unbelievable. That is such a shocking thing to be in there. There's also the fact that sometimes when you're loading up, there's extra plays. You know, when you're picking the kits, and like if I was Liverpool, there'll be a picture of Salah, and I can flick through the kits. And if we were against Man City, there might be a picture of De Bruyne, you can flick through the kits. Well, sometimes on De Bruyne's side or Salah's side, there's 4 or 5 players all like overlapping each other, so that's really screwed up. But regardless, guys, I mean, I'll show you guys here. You can see it's a little bit weird, this. Look at that there. If don't know if you can see it on the phone. Let me just unplug it, try and bring it a bit closer for you guys. So you can see that Marcus Rashford is stuck behind, I do believe, the Lazio player. And it's like it's like something out of a horror film. He's creeping on him. Bearing in mind, Manchester United have got nothing to do with that game. So there's been so many problems at the start of FIFA 20. I decided, you know what, I'll wait for the first patch because I want to be bringing you guys the best content I possibly can. I've seen so many channels say this, guys, and I'm going to say it to you right now. FIFA 20 is the year the MassiveBrad YouTube channel takes off. This is going to be the best place for career mode. I kid you not. Trust me, guys, we've got FIFA 20, we've got Facecam, clear, crisp audio, fingers crossed. Now, I will be changing soon, guys, how I'm recording. Right now, I'm recording with the Facecam, the gameplay, and the audio, all within one software. I'm changing that up because I don't think the software can handle it. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that you guys are seeing Facecam right now. We did have a problem when I first done a Facecam video where it didn't record it whatsoever. But eventually I'm going to have a program that just does Facecam, a program that just does audio, and a program that just records the screen itself. Hopefully then takes the pressure off the one controlling all 3 and it makes it a little bit easier and relieves that pressure on the actual application itself. But you guys, I hope you're ready for this. It's going to be a madness. Let's go ahead and get into FIFA 20. Now, there is a bit of an issue with FIFA 20 in some sorts. Like Daniel Sturridge, who, when the last update for transfers was done, he was actually a free agent. Which means Daniel Sturridge right now isn't in the game. And some of the bigger transfers, like Mario Icardi, who used to play for Inter Milan, he moved to PSG. He hasn't moved. Unfortunately, that's something that's just going to have to wait with time. It could be weeks before they decide to update the transfers, and that is something I'm not waiting for. I was happy to wait a few days for the first patch, but I won't be waiting weeks and months for the first update of the transfers. But let's go ahead and select our manager. I think what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm quickly going to let you know what we're going to discuss in today's episode. Because I haven't got a huge amount of time today, I'm actually off work today and I'm off work tomorrow, and I'm just going to be smashing out the recordings. Because there's so much to kind of look over, we have to build a foundation, we have to build upwards. There's a lot of things we need to discuss. Plus, I always love getting you guys involved. So if I go ahead and play all the games in today's episode, or play the whole preseason, make some transfers, you guys then aren't getting involved. And for me, it's important you're involved. But to just roll off a few off the tongue, we're going to look over the team, number one. We're especially this year going to look over the youth. Now, on FIFA 19, we put a lot of players out on loan that were young, like Ryan Brewster. We kept putting him out on loan. This year, it's important for me to do a lot with the youth team. So the youth will be seeing a lot of time, especially in the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. We obviously need to talk transfers and what players for what positions. Straw polls, so you guys are involved at home. We're going to be playing on Ultimate Difficulty. Now, the reason I mention this is when we started the Liverpool Career Mode on FIFA 19, we started on World Class, we moved up to Legendary for Season 2, and then we moved up to Ultimate for Season 3. Now, halfway through Season 3, because I felt like we were doing very well, I'd done something called adjusting the sliders. Now, because this is a new FIFA, I'm going to start on Ultimate, and if we find it too easy and you guys think that I'm winning without a doubt, without breaking a sweat, then we'll adjust the sliders and make it more difficult. We've got to build the foundation in today's episode, which means talking about all the youth, the transfers, stuff like that. For the straw polls, there's probably going to be a straw poll for players we're bringing in, so transfers, positions, i.e., with the Liverpool squad, what position do you personally think needs improving the most? For me, it's probably bringing in a backup left back for Robertson, probably a left winger to help out Mane, maybe even another centre-back. But one of the most important straw polls down below, guys, these will all be down below in the description and the comment section for you guys right now, is do we keep the Liverpool career mode realistic or not? Now, with the last career mode in FIFA 19 with Liverpool, the first two seasons we kept realistic. The third season, we went a little bit unrealistic. What am I doing here? Definitely want to continue editing there. Sorry about that, guys. And then, of course, another thing I quickly want to mention, you guys were waiting on a FIFA 20 Liverpool Career Mode trailer. I uploaded it to YouTube and I got striked by the FA. Now, I'm going to be taking this video down. It's only privated right now, so nobody's seen it. But the FA will strike me, and unfortunately, it's because there's a clip of Mo Salah scoring a goal, and unfortunately, they've striked me. So they basically said, if you put it out, we're going to ban it in every country so no one can watch it anyway, and we'll also look at taking it further by giving your channel a strike. That's something I definitely don't want, guys, so I will definitely have to change that up. I've just clocked as well the green screen. You can see a little bit of black here. Now, again, guys, I'm going to keep playing around with the green screen. I'm still very new to it, but I will get it there. But they're the few things we need to do in today's episode. If we've still got time, we'll then definitely start playing the preseason. Now, we'll either be playing the whole preseason in today's episode. If not, we'll play the whole preseason in the next episode. Now, with preseason, I'll play it all. Going forwards in this career mode, we're going to play 3 games per episode. 2 we're actually going to play and you guys are going to see highlights from, and 1 we're going to simulate, because I felt like that really helped the speed of the actual career mode. We don't want it where we drag it out. I mean, back in the day, I used to play 2 games, play both of them, cut it into highlights, and that was it. We need to really be playing 3 per episode. I'm really playing 3, and if I was to do highlights for all 3, the episodes are just going to be massive. So play 2, simulate 1, that really worked well. But up next, guys, I'm quickly going to go through all this. I'm going to cut it out because you guys have seen it, naming your manager, changing his hair, changing the colour, changing what he's wearing. We've seen it all before, so I'll sort out my manager now, and then I'll jump back to you guys in just a moment's time. Right, so it took me a couple of minutes to sort out my manager, but you can see now we've got MassiveBrad. We've sorted all the head out. This is how the features look. Gone with a nice little red shirt, black tie. We've got the black suit with the Liverpool crest logo on it. We've gone with some nice boots. So we've pretty much sorted out the man. I like to play around with that, and I think EA definitely made that a good feature this year, especially being able to change so much on your actual man. Although the suit doesn't look like it quite fits him. It looks a little bit baggy on him, but you know what? We'll go with it. It's certainly not tailor-made, that's for sure. So we'll go ahead and advance through that now. Of course, we will be taking on Liverpool. Now, why we are talking about taking on Liverpool, I can let you guys know that. I'm not going to tell you what the second career mode is going to be, but once we finish the January transfer window in this first season, so once we get to January, we finish the transfer window and move into February, I will then be launching my second career mode on FIFA 20. I'm not going to tell you guys the team because I think it'd be better to keep it a secret. And then what the plan is, the Liverpool career mode is going to run for 2 seasons. The next career mode with the team X, not telling you guys, it's also going to run for 2 seasons. The plan is I'm going to run them alongside each other, a bit like we did on FIFA 19 with the Liverpool career mode and the Ajax Road to Glory. So week A, for example, I'll be uploading Liverpool on Monday and Wednesday, and the other team we're going to do a career mode with on Friday. And then for week B, Monday and Wednesday is going to be Team X, the other career mode, and then Friday will be an episode of the Liverpool career mode. I'm going to rotate it, but for now, until February, you guys are going to have at least 3 to 4 videos a week on the Liverpool career mode. Then we're going to launch the brand new second career mode, and we're going to run them alongside each other. Once we finish 2 years or 2 seasons at both clubs, we're going to retire from both of them. I may also go for like a road to glory, like I done with Southampton, which was really fun, like I done with Ajax, which was really fun. But I'm always open to ideas, guys. You know, obviously I may look at doing a 1 season wonder again. This time, 5 seasons, 1 season at the Premier League, 1 season in the Bundesliga, 1 season in Ligue 1, 1 season in the Serie A, and 1 season in La Liga. So there's the 5 main leagues in football. May do it, may not do it. I know you guys wanted it, but we'll have to wait and see. But for now, we are taking on Liverpool. We've got a transfer budget of 700. Wow, that would have been nice, wouldn't it? £74.4 million. The club worth is 1.8 billion. We've got our home and away kit, and I love the third kit this year. Real beautiful kit. Domestic success, continental success, brand exposure, all critical. Financial is medium, and youth development is low. Now, either in today's episode or the next episode, guys, we will look over the board expectations. Obviously, I said to you that in episode 1, this episode, and episode 2, the whole point is to kind of build a foundation and build up from the bottom. So there's only a certain amount of stuff we can do per episode to make sure the video is a decent time. I don't want the first episode to be an hour and a half for you guys because we're looking over the team, transfers, new players, you know, playing the pre-season and stuff like that. I don't want it where it's super long for you guys. So this video might be 20-25 minutes, and it might just be looking at transfers, getting to know the team, the board expectations, talking about the youth and stuff like that. Then the next episode, because we've covered all that, we can just play the pre-season, play all hopefully 5 games if we manage to get out the group stages, and then we can have a load of gameplay. Whereas it may well, if I have time today, put gameplay in this and finish the whole preseason. But regardless, guys, whether preseason's in this episode or the next one, it will be the full preseason. I won't be doing 3 games per episode for the preseason. I'll be doing the preseason in 1 whole episode. But let's go ahead and take on Liverpool. Now, before we get into Liverpool career mode, you can see here we've got match difficulty on ultimate, half length, so each half is going to be 5 minutes. Currency sterling because we're in England or we're in Britain or UK. Job offers internationally. This is something I am so happy EA did put in. You can now disable offers coming in from international teams, which is exactly what we want. The transfer window is enabled for the first summer transfer window, and of course European competitions is also enabled. And it's official, we are the Liverpool manager. We've had a pre-season tournament invite, which every year we tend to do this. It's great for the players that are coming back from holiday. It's pre-season, get them back to fitness, try out different players in different positions, really get the team back gelling together. So we'll go ahead and advance the invites. Now we've got the Invitational Cup, the Champions Trophy, and the American Challenge Cup. So in the American Challenge Cup, that's for the most potential prize money. I can see that there's Dortmund, PSG, RB Leipzig, unfortunately Juventus, but because Pez got the rights to Juventus, they're not actually known as Juventus in this one. They've got a very old badge and they haven't got none of the kits or stadium. There's Barcelona, Philadelphia Union, and also Atletico Madrid. Now, realistically, I don't think we need a huge amount of money. So when I look more down the option of going for the 10.8, the Invitational Cup, we've got AC Milan, Vitesse, it's not Valencia, is it? It is Villarreal, Sporting CP. I think we'd have a great chance there at winning that. When we look at the Champions Trophy, I think we'd have a great chance as well. Atletico Club, Sevilla, Torino, SL Benfica. But I'm thinking Invitational Cup, Champions Trophy. Do we just go for the best one? Do we just do it? Should we just bite the bullet and do it, guys? You know what? Let's just do it. The American Challenge Cup, we accept. Because we may as well. We had a great 3 years in FIFA 19 with Liverpool. Absolutely unbelievable series that was, guys, and I appreciate all the support, and hopefully you guys are going to show me just as much support on FIFA 20, if not more, if that is even possible. But this year, guys, there is a few new features which we will have to look over. Now, if you constantly clock me looking down, it's because what I tend to do is I have sticky notes. This is my way of doing it, and I do loads of sticky notes in front of me so I can glimpse down and look at topics that we may need to talk about. Obviously, there's all new features like the news articles. You can see the Liverpool excited about the future with Brad, which, of course, is me. You unfortunately don't have the Y button anymore. A lot of you might be thinking the Y button. When you used to be on the central, you used to be able to press the Y button and you could jump straight to the office and read your messages. Now you have to go to this tab down here, notifications, where you'll then be thrown over to the office to read through your emails. So let's go ahead and jump over to the notifications first. So introduce myself, Jordan Mason. He's a scout. We'll go ahead and delete that. If you guys want to pause at any point and read through it, but I'm pretty sure you've all read it before. We've had a first scout report in from Jordan Mason, not a problem. We're going to be deleting all the players that he scouted because I prefer me and you guys at home doing the scouting rather than us hiring someone to go through the leagues in different countries and find what we're looking for. The visions and expectations, which we'll look over in just a moment. Important transfer market, we know that depends on how the player's playing. If they're playing well, their value will be higher. If they're playing bad, the team might look to offload them. Shirt sales, we're looking, we've got a goal set of 180 million. That should be no problem. Just Bobby, Mane and Salah should sell that amount in the first week, without a doubt. Let's go ahead and delete that. And the American Challenge Cup, of course, we've just accepted pre-season and we're challenging for the American Challenge Cup. So let's go and take a look at the board's expectations for the first year. So the youth development, it's only a low priority, so it's not needed too much, but we may well look at trying to complete as much as we can. It's our first year in charge at Liverpool. We certainly need to make a good impression. They want us to sign one player in your youth academy assigned to the midfield position. That's not too difficult. And sign one youth player to the senior team in the same season that they were scouted and play them in 5 matches as either part of the starting 11 or coming on as a sub. Well, realistically, we could tick both of them off because if we found a midfielder that was a youth player, we first of all then have that youth player in the youth academy who's a midfielder, tick off number 1. Then if we bring them to the senior team and play them, we've just ticked off both of them. So that's not too difficult whatsoever. As we move over to brand exposure, they want us to gain 180 million earnings from shirt sales within a season. That is without a doubt easy. Liverpool will smash that, no problem. The continental success, we are, of course, now this is FIFA 20, we are the reigning Champions League winners from last season, so they want us to reach the final. Without a doubt, I think we can do that, but my main priority this year is I want to win the Premier League. We've done the Champions League last year. The Premier League is important this year. And long term, within 3 seasons, which to be honest, guys, doesn't matter too much because we're only here for 2 seasons, but it's within 3 seasons in the UEFA Champions League, win the Cup. Well, we'll do that within the first or second season without a doubt. Domestic success, it is Premier League. They want us to win the title, which we will be aiming to do in the first season, and also win the FA Cup. Nothing said there about the Carabao Cup, which is great because it means we can put out some of the youngsters and really give them a try in the Liverpool team. Financial, we've got keep player salary growth under 15%. Well, depending on how many players we actually sign, for me, there's only 2 positions I think I need to improve. I also really want to play with players that don't necessarily get into the team a lot. Like, we've got Bobby Firmino. We could look at a striker, but why when we've got the absolute legend Divock Origi on the bench, who first of all scored a great goal against Everton last season and also was a massive, massive impact in the Champions League game. So why do we need a new striker when we've got Divock Origi as backup? We also need to finish the season with a profit margin of 225 million. Well, without a doubt, if we're winning competitions and we move on any players, 225 million should not be a problem to make. Moving on from the objectives, let's go ahead and delete them. Now, I know because I've already done a career mode. I actually streamed over on Twitch. And guys, I'm streaming a lot on Twitch. So if you don't follow me, go down below to the description, click the Twitch link. It's twitch.tv/MassiveBrad and click the follow button. And then you'll get a notification whenever I go live. I've played pro clubs and I've also done a little career mode as a tester. Now, bear in mind, guys, if you do see any glitches in this, this is not the full game release. That doesn't come out for another 8 hours. So in 8 hours, the full game comes out. Right now, this is just EA access. So if you do spot any glitches or any players missing or faces that aren't updated, don't worry, it's not the full build. Unfortunately, though, if there is a glitch and something's not quite right, we will be stuck with this because I started this career mode in EA access. But up first, in just 2 days' time, we have PSG. Now, before we do that, before we make any advancements, we're going to go down to training. Now, I'm going to set 5 players up to be trained, guys. If you have an opinion on who you think I should be training this season, let me know down below in the comment section. But let's add a player to the drill first. I'm thinking Divock Origi. Now, I tend to not really want to grow players when they hit 82. So anyone over 82, I don't really want to train because it takes forever. And if I was training up a youngster that was a lot lower, they would grow a lot faster. But I think we're going to put Divock Origi, especially because at the start of this Liverpool career mode, he's certainly going to be the backup to Bobby Firmino. So we'll stick him on attacking scenarios, difficulty hard. I think I'm actually going to stick Divock Origi on 2 training. So we'll go ahead, rates against the clock. That'll help with sprint speed, ball control, dribbling, and agility. Exactly what we need for a striker. We'll just leave Divock Origi on 2 for now. I can swap this, guys. Just let me know down below in the comment section if you'd rather me be training somebody else. The only opportunity, or the only player we've got there that we can really train is Kent. Now, you can see above Kent's age on the left side, it's age 22. You've got that green arrow going up. Tip for you guys, if you didn't already know this, it means they're a promising player and they've got a decent growth potential. Now, remember with this year, guys, there's no potential cap. So, last year, Mo Salah was capped at 91 overall. You can see he's 90 on his way to 91. Once he hit 91, he stopped. And after many, many years, he starts to decline. This year, there's no cap, so he can keep going. He can potentially grow to a 95, 96, 97. There's no reason why he can't stop growing as long as he plays well, scores goals, and pretty much brings the team together and doesn't have a negative impact on the team. But there's no wingers there I want to look at training right now. Naby Keita could be an option to train, but with him already being an 82, I think I'm going to leave it for now and see if there's any other young players. There's only Jones and Kane, who I don't really think I'm going to be training right now. Let's go to the centre-backs. Gomez, Van Dijk, Matip, Vandenberg, and Lovren. Now, for me, the option of maybe bringing it... Let me just fix this. Oh, wrong way. That keeps sliding in. I can only apologise about that, guys. I am trying my best. I think I'm going to play Van Dijk and Matip as the main 2. That's what Klopp's currently doing. And then I think I'll have Gomez as the rotated player. I may well start training up Vandenberg. Sepp Vandenberg. Do we train him up or do we train Gomez until we get him to an 82? Let's stick Gomez in there for now. Why not? So we'll go with defending scenarios. And then I don't think... We'll have a look before we put Gomez on another one. We'll have a look at fullbacks. We've got Trent, who's already in 83. Robertson, Larouci. I'm not 100% sure you pronounce his name, guys. Did try and look at it before to try and be able to pronounce everyone's name correctly. I see a lot of people just call him Key because obviously his first name is Kiyana. But I want to say maybe Hoovia? Kiyana Hoovia? We'll call him Key for now. I'm going to pronounce it Hoovia. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, let me know down below, guys. Adam Lewis and Nathaniel Klein. We probably could do with doing Larouci, to be honest, because we don't actually have another left-back that can play behind Robertson. Obviously, we've got Trent right now, and then Hoovia is back up there, but we can also play Gomez at right-back. But then Larouci is quite far behind Robertson. There's a big gap. Same with Hoovia and Trent, to be honest. So it makes it a little bit difficult, but I think we're going to start with trading Larouci. Now, I may well look at signing a left-back and then put Larouci out on loan for this first season, and then maybe try and bring him in the second season. But for now... we're going to train Larouci onto, because if something did happen, unfortunately, let me just check the goalkeepers. Alisson, Adrian, Keller, and Lonergan. Realistically, Lonergan I may just send back. I'm pretty sure he's on loan. I might send them back. We've got Adriana's back up to Alisson. Keller behind him. There's no worries there whatsoever. But yeah, Larucci's going to be another one. And we'll go for race against the clock. So we've got Divock Origi on 2, Joe Gomez on 1, and Larucci on the other 2. Let's go ahead and simulate all these. Like I said, guys, if you want me to swap any of those players out, if you think there's a better player should be training, definitely let me know down below in the comments section. So we've done the player development. We've now put 5 players in, or 3 players in 5 slots to be trained. Let's go and have a little look at the squad. So of course this is the usual starting 11 you'll see for Liverpool. We've got Mane out on the left wing, Bobby Firmino at striker, Salah out on the right wing, Gino Wijnaldum linking up with Henderson in the central midfield. A little deeper we've got Fabinho in the central defensive midfield, then Robertson, Van Dijk, Gomez and Trent at the back with Alisson between the sticks. Now first things first, I am going to be dropping Gomez for Joel and Matip. Now what I'm going to do in just a moment's time, guys, and I'm going to do this off camera because it takes a very long time, is you receive so many messages. So-and-so wants to buy this player. So-and-so's put an offer in for this player. Will you loan this player? So what I tend to do at the start of a career is I go through every player right now. So for example, here's Alisson. I click in and I block offers. So then I cannot receive a transfer offer for Alisson because when the team tries to buy him, it says that all offers are blocked. Realistically, I don't want most of my players going out. There might be a few odd players that I want to put out on loan, but for now, there's a lot of players where I don't want to constantly have transfer requests coming in because it's just a waste of time. I'm also going to look, guys, which I tend to do at the start. If you go over to financial, you can see the last column is contract. I tend to sort this and have a look who's only got a year left on their contract. For example, Henderson, Chirivella, Klein, Kane, Milner, Matip and Lewis. All of those players there that have got 1 year left are going to receive a new contract. That's something that I do straight away because we're going to be here for 2 seasons, so we need to make sure they've at least got 2+ years on their contract. But I'll do all this off camera, guys. I'll do it right now. Then I'll quickly go through it with you guys, show you that I've offered the new contracts. Hopefully they'll all be accepted. I'll tell you which players I'm looking at loaning out and selling, if any. If you've got any ideas of what players we could sell or loan out, again, let me know down below in the comment section, guys. This isn't my Liverpool career mode. This is our Liverpool career mode. So make sure you get involved. Make sure you drop loads of comments down below. Make sure you vote on the straw polls. From a sticky note in front of me right now, the straw polls I'm saying should be 3. There should be 1 regarding which position in the Liverpool current team do you think needs a backup or improving? And then I'll have left wing, striker, right wing. For me, it's left back and left wing. That's a no-brainer. It will be multiple choice, so you can vote more than 1 position. Transfers, obviously I'm going to add a few players to the transfer list. You guys are obviously going to drop some comments down below with other players in those positions, potentially in other positions that we can add to the list, and then there will be a straw poll voting on that. That's probably going to be the next episode, so I can put your guys in there as well. And then obviously the main one, guys, that we need to go and vote on right now is, do we keep the 2 seasons of Liverpool realistic? It's not going to be the first season's realistic, the second season's not. It either is or it isn't. Do you want the Liverpool career mode to be realistic? Yes or no? Simple as. Right, guys, so what I'll do now is I'll just run you through exactly what I've done. So there's a few players that have been added to the loan list. There's 2 players that have left unblocked, which is Adam Lallana and Nathaniel Klein, because I feel if we got a good enough offer for one of them, I would potentially look at selling. I still think that's realistic. Klein is constantly getting put out on loan. He was at Bournemouth last season. Adam Lallana struggles to get in the team, so I think offloading both of them still makes it quite realistic. But what I have now done, guys, obviously I've gone through all the main players like Alisson, Adrian, Robertson, all the players that I don't want to risk losing. First of all, I've offered them a new contract if they had a release clause, so there's not 1 player in this team that's got a release clause. I also blocked offers for all the main players so nobody can come in and try and sign them. If we jump over to the financial, if we go all the way to the top, I've put it in contract order. Now, unfortunately, I'm not really sure what happened here, but Adam Lallana had 2 years left on his contract, but he had a release clause. I offered him a new contract of a year, so I thought it was going to take it to 3 years. It's glitched and only give him a year, but release the release clause. If I try and offer him a new one, I've already negotiated a contract. So I just lost 2 years of his contract. So be careful for that, guys, because I feel like that is something wrong in the game. The same with Nathaniel Klein. He's got 1 year left on his contract. If I offered 1 year and he had a year left, he'd have 2 years. But again, unfortunately, it's already been negotiated, so I'll have to, in a year's time, look at both of these players again, but I've done it so I can get rid of their release clauses. The last player I haven't done is this man here, the captain, Jordan Henderson. Now, of course, a new feature this year Whenever we made transfers or sat down to talk about contracts, we were always in the office at the training ground. There is 2 new places now. There's a rooftop bar and there's also a restaurant. So to show you guys that feature, I thought we'll sit down to negotiate a contract with Jordan Henderson. But because he's the captain, we won't just delegate like I have to get through it quickly. We'll actually sit down and negotiate a contract with him so you guys can see the new features. So, we're in the office. Well, I can't show you the features just yet, guys. But obviously, as I was saying, normally we're here in the office at the training ground. There is also now a rooftop bar and a restaurant. But let's go ahead and discuss a new contract. So he's going to be an important player. I don't want to give him crucial. Will he take that? He's happy with that, the agent says. He wants 3 years. I mean, we're only here for 2, so we'll accept that. Now, contract length, 3 years. So does that not add on to his current year? So will he not have 4, he'll only have 3? Is that a glitch, or is that how the game normally is? Let's disregard a release clause, so they're happy with that. Wage, this is where they always struggle. So let's offer him a little bit of a pay rise. We have just won the Champions League, so we'll offer him 120,000. And then what about $500,000 signing bonus? Is that fair enough? I mean, you're the captain. Do you want to stay at Liverpool or not? What are we saying about that? That's a fair offer. Jordan Henderson is happy with that. So the captain, Jordan Henderson, who will be keeping the armband, ladies and gentlemen. In FIFA 19, I gave it to Virgil van Dijk. Jordan Henderson just won the Champions League with Liverpool. I cannot be taking the captain's armband. When he doesn't play in games, it'll certainly go to Van Dijk. But for now, Jordan Henderson is certainly keeping hold of that. So apart from 2 players in Adam Lallana and Nathaniel Klein, they are the only 2 players that have 1 year left on their contract. We'll look at that next season. But there we go. The squad hub is done. I've blocked all the offers. Now you can see currently, squad morale. That's the full squad there. We're only balanced at the moment. We're in the middle. We're not too happy. We're not too sad. I just forgot to show you guys. If we click in to the squad hub, you can see that each player has an individual morale. You can see it there. At the end of their name, there's a yellow kind of average face. We can go good and very good, or happy and very happy. You can also go sad. Now, in a moment's time, or I'll do it now, actually, guys. As we advance, I already know because I've played career mode on Twitch, you receive an email or a text message from Jordan Henderson or whoever the captain is for your team, welcoming you to the team. How you react to that player and the answer that you give them depends on what's going to happen with their morale. So if we just advance one day, you should see it here, guys. We'll stop it straight away, get to the PSG game, and then you'll be able to see it. Let's have a little look. So first things first, our group has been drawn. We were Napoli, PSG, and St. Pat's. So I look forward to getting to the Champions League. But right now, you can see 3 notifications. I'm always pressing the Y button to go to the messages. EA, just bring that back. That little shortcut, press Y, and let me go to the goddamn messages. Let me just sort this out for you guys. I can see the green screen's rolling again, as per usual. I'm trying my best to keep it green for you guys, or see through in the background. So let's go ahead and click notifications. So we've had 3 in. 1 from Henderson, which we'll look at first. These are text messages when the players text you to speak to you. So it's greetings, boss. On behalf of the whole team, I'd like to give you a warm welcome at Liverpool. Now, something that I've seen is a lot of career mode creators have basically said when you reply, you can see excited about the future. There's a clapping symbol. If you come down, you've got one of those things that makes your voice really loud, like you're shouting. And then, of course, there's the handshake, which is nice to meet you. Now, a lot of career mode creators have said, I'm just going to do the best option to keep the players happy, because if the players are not happy with your response, their ratings go down in-game. So Jordan Henderson is an 83. Let's say his shooting is 80. If I drop his morale and he's not happy, his stat stays at 80, but it becomes -5, let's say. So in-game, he's actually only got shooting of 75. So basically, the obvious thing, the unhappy your players are, the worse they play. The happier the players are, the better they play. Now, if their rating goes up, it goes up for 2 weeks. If their rating comes down, it comes down for 2 weeks. So if I was to upset Henderson now and his shooting was to come down a rating, he's going to have that for 2 weeks. So in all the games in those 2 weeks, his shooting is only going to be 75, not 80. If you guys want me to kind of go into this a little bit more in the next episode, let me know. But hopefully that explains it a little bit. But with me, guys, I'm not here to kiss my players' bums. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to do a job. So if I feel like a player's not playing well, I'm going to tell them. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be straight. And if players fall out with me and want a transfer request and want to leave, then that's entirely up to them. But I'm not going to cheat the game where I'm just kissing everyone's bum to keep them happy for the sake of the game. That's not going to happen. But Jordan Henderson has been kind enough to send us a text. On behalf of the whole team, he wants to give us a warm welcome. So we've got the choice of excited about the future. We've got work to do. Nice to meet you. We've got work to do seems a little bit straight in there. It's like, oh, you know, I'm here. We got work to do. So I'm not going to go for that. Nice to meet you too. That's just nice to meet Jordan Henderson. The whole team has said here on behalf of the whole team. So we're going to go about excited about the future. Now you can see there, Jordan Henderson's morale has just gone up to happy, and he's now got a green face, which means he was happy with the response. That is not always going to be the case. That green arrow can easily become an upside down arrow, and it can turn red very easily. But there we go, we've done that. The one thing I wish EA would do as well is, if you look down the bottom left, there's only B for back. You can't delete the text messages. You're stuck with them. It's a constant feed, which is a little bit annoying. Curtis Jones, thanks boss, I think a loan move is just what I need to refresh my football. Curtis Jones I put out on loan, or I've added him to the loan list, because he's unfortunately not going to get in the team this year. There is 2 young players that are going to get ahead of him in the centre mid position. So we'll reply with, I'm just exploring, which is like a fiery symbol. We've got aligned, which is the handshake, and you need to get better. Now that there, if you look at the symbol, an exclamation mark, a $sign, a percentage sign, and a hashtag sign, that's an aggressive thing, okay? That's like a, you know, obviously that's what happens when you blare out a swear. It's aggressive. It's like, look, Curtis Jones, you're terrible. You need to get better. We're not going to do that. It's not that he needs to get better. There's just better players at the team currently now. So I'm going to go with, I'm glad we're aligned. I'm glad he's happy that he thinks a loan move is a good idea, because I do as well. So glad we're aligned, and you can see his morale has gone up to green, happy as well. We've also had a message in now from Adam Lewis. Again, another left back that we put out on loan, because we've got Robertson right now. Realistically, he's always going to be the main left back. We may look at bringing in another left back. Also, we have Larucci to play there as well, who we're currently training up. So he said, thanks, boss. I think a loan move is just what I need to refresh my football. Again, I'm glad we're aligned. I'm not going to shout and say you're a terrible player. There's just better talent here right now. Again, his morale has gone up to happy. So that is exactly what we need. I'm being honest. If they're happy with the response, they're happy. If they're not, it's tough. You can see Henderson next to his name has a smiley face. He's the only player to have a smiley face, which means if we go to Henderson, let's go to Fabinho first. If you look at all his stats, they're just average, okay? You got ball control 82. There's no changes to any of those stats. He's just content right now. If we go to Henderson, this is where I can explain it a bit more. His attack position, so the second one down you guys can see, is 75. But because he's happy, in game, it's now going to act as if it's 77. Composure is 78. It's up 3 though, which means it's basically going to act like it's an 81. Vision is 83. It's up 5, so it's going to act like he's got 88 vision. You guys get the idea. Acceleration is up from 65 to 68. Now, it's not going to change, so, there is stats, but that plus next to it just means he's going to get a boost in that stat by that many points in-game only. So you can see his reaction, which is absolutely unbelievable. His reactions are normally 84. He's in fact now going to have reactions of 89 in-game. It's always going to stay at 84. He's just going to have that plus there. If we flick over to the skills, he's got a +5 on his ball control, now giving him 86 in-game, but it's only 81. And he's got a +5 on his dribbling, giving him an 81 dribbling. Hopefully that explains it a little bit for you guys. Obviously, you get the idea. There's the plus for dribbling. So let's take dribbling for an example. +5, taking him up to 81. If that was -5, it'd still show 76, but in game, he'd only have 71 dribbling. Hopefully that is a bit more understanding for you guys. I will certainly go into it a little bit more when we start having players not happy with what I'm saying or happy with what I'm saying. But that is pretty much, guys. I've decided, because I've been recording now for 1 hour and 7 minutes, I know there's bits that I'm going to cut out, like when I was creating my manager, when I was doing all the transfer, the squad hub and stuff like that. So for me, I think I'm going to leave the episode there for the simple reason as I want to get you guys involved now. And the reason I'll get you involved is this next question here. What position do you think we need to improve on or bring a backup in? Now for me, and I'll have this ready for the next episode, for me, I need a backup for Mane. Now I did notice we have actually got a player that can play left wing. Let me just go and find them. Ryan Kent. We currently have a left winger in Ryan Kent. which I may well potentially start using. But I think maybe another left back is a must. A left wing, sorry. A left back is also a position I think great. We've got Larouci, but he's still very, very low rated right now. Robertson, if he picks up an injury or a knock or isn't fully fit, Larouci's going in. There's no one in between Larouci at 68 rated and Robertson at 85. We could bring in a 77, a 78 overall rated left back. This is my rundown on it, guys. You might agree, you might not, so definitely let me know in the comment section. Right wing, we got Salah, we got Shaqiri. I'm happy with that. I want to make sure Shaqiri gets game time this year. Striker, we got Bobby Firmino, we got Divock Origi, we got Ryan Brewster. I was going to potentially bring Timo Werner in. I might bring Timo Werner in, but I might bring him in for season 2 if we can get him on a free. Or if we were to pick up an injury between now and January in the striker role, I may well bring him in because I think Timo Werner is definitely, if we want to keep it realistic, guys, again, go and vote down below on the straw poll if you want to keep it realistic. But I definitely think Timo Werner is the only striker option I would bring in. He's the most realistic player, and I think he's the only player that would fit the team as well. Switching over to the left wing, we've got Ryan Kent, we've got Mane. I think there's a little bit needed there between Ryan Kent and Mane. We need someone else in there. Obviously, last year it was Ryan Sessegnon who put in some great performances. He's now gone to Spurs, so he won't be an option. So if you've got a left wing in mind, guys, let me know down below in the comment section. As we come into the midfield, more the fact the central midfielders, I think what I'm going to do is, I'm going to stick with Gini and Henderson right now, but I think I might look to bring in another centre mid. Now, hear me out, guys. Fabinho is our central defensive midfielder right now. We don't have another central defensive midfielder. So I'm thinking switch Henderson to CDM and I'll rotate Fabinho and Henderson. Have Gino Wijnaldum, the Ox, Naby Keita and Milner in the centre mid positions. Maybe bring in another centre mid to really help out in that position. What I'm thinking is Bruno Fernandes, who's is just absolutely unbelievable. I can't believe Liverpool didn't get him. I would have said Nabil Fekir, but unfortunately we didn't get him and he did move on as well. But I think his name is Bruno Fernandes from Sporting CP. He was supposedly this close to signing for Liverpool. But if you guys have any ideas, again, if we're keeping it realistic, we want to keep it in the roles where we've either been linked with this player or there's been talks about this player coming to the club. Obviously, if you guys vote non-realistic, it can be Tony Kroos, it could be Gundogan for all I care if you guys want to keep it unrealistic. But that's my thought. Convey Henderson a little bit deeper because I think he's a lot better defensively than going forwards. So we'll rotate him with Fabinho. The CDM, I don't think we need to improve if we bring Henderson back to CDM position. Otherwise, we're going to keep him in the centre mid. We might need to look at bringing in a backup CDM for Fabinho when he's not fully fit. We've then got Robertson at left back. I've already mentioned I think we may need another left back. Trent at right back. I'm happy with him there. Gomez can play there. Huvier can play there. I'm happy with that. Centre backs. We've got plenty of centre backs. Maybe we just need a little bit more quality to help out Joe Gomez. We brought someone in at between 80 and 83. He could help out with Matip and Gomez, and then Lovren can kind of sit in the reserves. Maybe we just train up Sepp Van Berg. Maybe just try and bring him into the team. Then, of course, Alisson and the other keeper who has slightly slipped my mind, and I'm trying to think of it, Adrian. Alisson and Adrian are the fine keepers for me. But let me know down below, guys, your opinions. I don't know how many straw polls there's going to be, but I definitely think there's going to be at least 2. There's definitely going to be what positions do you think need improving or bringing backups in for? And do you want the Liverpool career mode for 2 seasons to be realistic or not? Let me know down below on the straw polls. But I think that is going to do it for today's episode, guys. I think we've built a nice foundation. We've built up to the first level. The next level is we play the pre-season, we start making some signings, we try out new players, and we get down to the nitty-gritty bits of this Liverpool career mode on FIFA 20. But that is going to do it for today's episode, guys. And if you have enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to drop your comments down below. If you're new around here, click that subscribe button. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. And I've been MassiveBrad. Peace out.